What's up, everybody? My name's John, and this is the Realonlyfansreviews Podcast, episode number 1. Today, our guest is Brooklyn Bailey. Mainly, what we're going to go over today is, body positivity and what it's like being an OnlyFans creator that lives with their significant other. So, check it out. I hope you like it, and I'll talk to y'all later. What's up, everybody? Today, we have our guest, Brooklyn Bailey. Brooklyn, how are you doing today?
Hi, doing well. Thank you, John.
Awesome. It's great to have you with us. Welcome to the
Thanks for
first
having me.
ever episode of the Real OnlyFans Reviews Podcast. Woohoo!
Yay, I know. First, hopefully not first is the worst.
Who knows? It might be, it might not be. But at any rate, I'm super excited to have you on the show. And you know what? All I can say is let's just jump into things and see where it
Yeah,
goes.
excited. Let's go. Yeah, let's
Awesome.
go.
Perfect. So before we do anything, let's start off with a little about you yourself. Take the floor. So your name is
Yeah,
Brooklyn Bailey.
yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Brooklyn. I'm 23 years old, and I have an OnlyFans and make adult content for sale on the internet. Woo! I live with my partner, who I also make content with, and I started doing this, trying to think, maybe like June or July of like 2020. So a little less than a year now, but been really enjoying it. It's been a great experience. And yeah, that's like what I'll say about me so far, because I know we're going to talk a bit more later.
That's awesome. So now, what we would normally do is respond to last week's comments, which we don't really have many of. So everybody listening or watching this, make sure you leave some comments for next week's guest to respond to. But since we can't do that, let's get going into your background. Where'd you come from? How did
Yeah.
you get started doing this?
Yeah, sure. So like I said, I'm 23. So in 2020, I graduated from college, and obviously 2020 is an interesting year for many reasons.
Yeah,
So
to say the least.
yeah, so kind of was like in a whirlwind, and graduating from college, you're already in like such a transitionary point, not really sure like what I want to do with my life. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had a throwaway Reddit account. So I think with most people find me from my Reddit account, and it's just some like trash name. It's like yeah
Oh yeah,
231. It's like
I remember that.
it's just some like dumb throwaway, because like I wasn't planning on like doing this. So I just
Mm-hmm.
like had this like throwaway Reddit account, and then it's just like for funsies, like posting some nudes and like whatnot. And like my partner was like, hey, and I started noticing like people like started following me, and I was like, at that point, like I was such a noob to Reddit, I didn't even know you could follow people on Reddit. It's like so people started like following me, and my partner was like, hey, like you could probably like sell like stuff, you could probably like make stuff like if you wanted to. And then people on Reddit like DM'd me and asked if like, oh hey, do you make like custom content, do you do this, would you do this? And I was like, oh shoot, like this can like
You're like,
really be
oh, wait a second. Can I make money on this?
it's like, it is this. So then yeah, a few months later, like set up the OnlyFans, and from there just been like doing my thing.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So now you said when you started doing all this, internet stuff, you were on
Yeah.
Reddit first, and that's where you started posting your nudes and whatnot. And so, how did you go from Reddit to OnlyFans?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, obviously, like doing it myself and like doing it from home, I think OnlyFans. I also do have like a ManyVids too for like individual videos and some stuff for sale.
Mm-hmm.
But OnlyFans is just, I think, the easiest, best platform right now for like individual content creators to be able to put their at-home content like out there for people to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was why I chose like OnlyFans, and it just was like, it just made sense, because it was like it gave me like the security of like, okay, because I honestly like at the point on Reddit, I was just like sharing like some pictures and stuff, and I was like, my partner and I are like down to make videos, but like I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really want to like post them on like Pornhub or like full length videos like for say just like anywhere for like anyone. So that's why I like having like kind of like the more like exclusive platform to like open up and connect with people. And all of my fans have been like, I have nothing negative to say about my fans. They've all been so nice and wonderful. I love talking with them. So that's I really like the connectivity part of the platform as well. Being able to chat with people, really great.
Mm-hmm. So now, I actually want to touch on something really quick. Did you have a regular job before OnlyFans?
Oh, I do. I work part-time right now.
Oh, okay.
And like I mean since like I just worked random like miscellaneous things, like worked at the census when that was a thing and
Oh
yeah.
God. That must
Yeah,
have
just
been a
kidding.
train wreck and a
And,
half.
yeah, I guess I'm also like I said, I graduated from college, but I am planning on going back to school. When I was at
Mm-hmm.
college, I took American Sign Language courses and I really
Oh,
fell in love
nice.
with it. So I'm planning on going back to school to become a certified American Sign Language interpreter.
That's dope. And then you can work in a courthouse and be like a sign
Yeah,
stenographer.
exactly.
Something like that.
Exactly. Or in a hospital or something. Yeah, for sure. I've also
Yeah.
like thought about making like ASL porn. I would love to learn how to dirty talk and talk. That's really fun. No, yeah. No, this is fuck. This is fuck.
Oh,
So it's
really?
like two people with legs. This is fuck. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what
That's
I got right
funny.
now.
So now, as far as your schooling goes, because a lot of people have perception of OnlyFans creators that, they're just dumb bimbos. From my experience, that hasn't been the case at all. Like most
Yeah.
of you that I talk to are incredibly smart people. So what did you major
Yeah.
in college, or what were you studying?
Yeah, sure. So I double majored in economics and art history, but
Woof.
like I said, didn't really know. I was just I started as a math major and then
Mm-hmm.
didn't even like I said, I mean I switched my major like many times. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
but then it was like, when I found like ASL, like, they say most people like switch their majors like 3 times. Most people switch their job careers like 5 times or something. So
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten over the like feeling of like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do with my life? Because I'm still young. I know I have time. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean I also think that on a platform like OnlyFans where you're the individual and have to market yourself, if you're not a really like intelligent person and can't figure out how to do that, like you're not going to be successful. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely believe that like the most successful people on the platforms are the ones that are, more intelligent, able to like put themselves, make well-crafted advertisements, really intelligent people, yeah, things like that.
So how would you say your education helped you with your OnlyFans in that regard?
Um, I don't know. I never really thought about that. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think I don't, I mean, I think it definitely just like, I mean, I know like basic like reading and writing and guess. I never really took any marketing courses or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
I definitely just like, I just feel like I'm the type of person that like I study, study, study. So like I personally did like a lot of like research before like delving into like OnlyFans because people like, message you were like, you should do this or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't really know how to do it. So I like, did a bunch of research myself and it was definitely a learning curve. Like my first few months were like so and so. And then like once I like figured out like what was working and stuff, I like really like got going a lot more. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's like a lot of willingness of patience because it takes time to build credibility as an individual creator starting from nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and consistency, consistently putting things out there for people to see. And I'm trying to think what else, but I think those are like 200. And just like understanding that, like, yeah, I think it just takes time. And like, I think not giving up is important too.
Mm-hmm. So what is your ranking right now, like top percentage?
I think as this morning I was 6.8.
Nice. So what would you say has helped you the most in achieving, a top 6%?
Um, I think it was like a couple things for sure were the quality of the pictures I was like posting for free. So I guess like my like style of like promoting is I have my Reddit where
Mm-hmm.
I post like basically like a bunch of free previews and then like have my links to like my OnlyFans and like other pages and stuff. And I
Mm-hmm.
think having quality of promotion pictures helped a lot. Um, Having just like clear descriptions of like what to expect on my page. So I kind of put that both in like some of my Reddit like posts and on the description of my OnlyFans page. So I talk about like how I post every day, what type of content I make, so like people know what to expect before they give the money, because I think that's important. I think transparency is really important.
I'd have to
Um,
agree with that.
yeah,
There seems to
and
be a big problem with creators on the platform being transparent exactly what they post. And
yeah,
for me,
sure.
I that's kind of why I made the whole platform, is because people need to know
Mhm.
exactly what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, no, I think the platform is like really great because like you said, I think you say like somewhere it's like I think it is unfortunate that there are creators out there that are, using this just to like scam people and like get a quick buck and whatever. Cause like obviously they're just gonna get banned after like, a few times, and then like what are you left with, like a couple $100 and nothing. But whatever. I mean, I'm just like and then it just puts a bad name to, all the people that are like, doing good work and putting great content out there. So that's why I do like, platforms like you guys and review platforms that, heighten the people that like are transparent and putting good content out there.
Yeah, and then you also we had discussed this yesterday briefly, kind of a unique figure, we can say. So explain a little bit more about what makes you unique.
Oh yeah, okay, so you mean my tits, yes.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Like honestly, if we could, I would do this interview naked. Like I'm so like comfortable with my body. I don't give a fuck.
Well, we can't post that on YouTube.
I know. Is that a shame? I know. This is
Maybe we'll make another podcast just for OnlyFans.
I know. You can live stream with me on my OnlyFans or something. But
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, no. So, a long story short, because I feel like when I post back pictures on Reddit, the number one thing people comment on are my boobs, and like I said, I've said this before, like until I started like posting pictures on Reddit, I didn't even know how like unique my boobs were. I don't really like I don't really like compare my tits to other girls that much or anything. But,
isn't that ironic? You never watched porn before, and now you're making money from it.
No, I know. No, I do think that's interesting. Well, I also think I think that is funny because, but I think that I don't know if that gives me. I definitely am watching a lot more porn now, mostly just for like camera angles and stuff. But
how they shoot that?
Yeah, no, honestly, but yeah. So the number one thing people comment on are my boobs because I used to be like definitely a lot thicker. And when I was thicker, like obviously like my boobs were like pretty big and they've always been like decently saggy. And obviously when they're bigger, they just like have more heft. But then God, how old was I? I don't know, like a few years ago, I lost like a lot. It was like in college, like it's so much transition, right? In college, I lost like a ton of weight, like nearly 100 pounds. So then like after that, my boobs like shrunk and became really saggy and like they've been described as like floppy pancakes and like little sacks. Like they're tiny and saggy and floppy. And I didn't know that was like really special. But like, it's funny because if I post in like a subreddit, just like generic like boobs, like people are like, what the fuck? But then there's like, if you find like, the specific subreddits, like tiny saggers or saggy, like they appreciate it.
Oh man.
So it's just been like, and it just is like, I don't know. It just has like definitely been like an interesting time of like, learning like the uniqueness of my body and like helping me. Because like one thing about like, content creating that and I think a lot of female content creators can relate to is that it makes us feel really good about our bodies. Like it builds a lot of body confidence for us. And it definitely has helped me personally with that too. So it's like for every like comment of someone where they're like, what the fuck are those tits? There's like 50 that are like, oh my God, like those are the most unique, amazing things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I think it's really important for everybody. Like, no matter what you look like, there's somebody out there who's into what you look like.
There's exactly 100% agree. It's just about finding your niche. Like someone will find it. And this isn't real life too, because like I have since I have make content with my partner, like I get a lot of comments and like questions from like guys like basically looking for like dating advice and stuff. And I'm always like, y'all, it doesn't matter what you look like. Someone is out there will find you attractive. Trust me.
It might take you longer than others, but there's somebody.
No, honestly. But it's like, and here's what I say, like with the internet now, so like I met my partner on Bumble, right? So it's like with the internet and like online dating and like nowadays, like it's so much more accessible to like find someone who's like into just you.
Very nice. So now, when it comes to OnlyFans, what is something that you've experienced so far that you never would have thought in a million years would actually happen to you?
Well, I guess like one is like I never thought that my tits could pay my rent.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
But I mean, like honestly, just like generally, like I never thought that like just like doing something for fun could like actually like be something I could like make a living off of. And then I think it's just also been like the other thing I didn't expect was like so much of like a positive response because like you are nervous and like you post like anything like online, but I think like I said, the overwhelming response has always been positive, and that was like kind of something like unexpected. Like people are like more nice than I thought they'd be. Because also sometimes when, you know, you talk with like other creators and like you share like stories and stuff, you know, it obviously like, you know, you talk more about like the negative experiences. So I was kind of like, you know, I was nervous about a lot of things like going into it, but from my experiences so far, like I haven't really had that many like negative experiences. So that's been like really like nice and like unexpected.
Yeah, I think maybe this is my opinion as somebody who's not a content creator, is the most important thing is just finding your niche. So like we said, everybody is beautiful to somebody. It just takes some people longer than others to find who they fit in with.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just
So
like,
now,
and I think that's where I was gonna say that's where the importance of like establishing like credibility and like consistency comes. Because it might take, because just as like you are like a small like niche, like it might take some longer like find you. So keeping yourself out there is important.
So how did you find your niche? Like what would, if somebody's looking to do the same thing that you did and just find, say they have a unique body type, what do you think is the best way for them to find, you know, their tribe?
Yeah, sure. I think, well, for me, it kind of just like happened naturally, like over time. And like, I think this is just me like repeating the same thing. It just like took time because like I said, I would post on like Reddit. And like when I first started, like, I didn't really understand like how many subreddits there were and how like specific and small.
They're endless.
They're endless. So like I would obviously just like first look up like boobs to like post a picture of my boobs. Because that like made sense to me. But then, you know, it would mostly be like a lot of times people would just like suggest them to me, like someone would comment like, hey, you should post in r/saggy, like, or they would love you in r/tiny saggers, or oh my god, check out weird boobs, you know, like
tiny saggers.
It's tiny_saggers. It's for tiny sag, like, right? It's like pretty big.
That's
like
amazing.
There's like 20,000 people in it now. When I first started, it was like pretty small. So definitely, I think it just like takes time. A lot of times what I do is I go to just like go on like people who either comment on not safe for work posts or go to other content creators that look like me and go through their post and comment history and see what subreddits other people are posting and commenting in, that for people that either look like me or people that have commented on my post, so I know they like me.
So that's just help you on Reddit, but have you used any other social media platforms that have helped you?
I do. So yeah, I have a Twitter. I was literally like suspended like 2 days ago, and I'm trying to get
I saw that. I tried to message you about the podcast, like, hey, let's do this really quick, and then it wasn't going through. I was like, what the hell is this?
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
okay, I don't, because like I said, I'm so okay. Also, just like me in my personal life, I don't have social media. Like I don't have Snapchat.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty like, and this was again for like my mental health and like body positivity stuff. Like I was like, it was just like, yeah, negative for like me and like my personal life. So I'm also just like a general, like, oh god, I'm such an old lady. I'm such an internet noob, and like I don't know how to like do things. So like getting on like Twitter was like a big step for me, and now it's suspended, and I'm like, this is so overwhelming. But I do have a Tumblr as well. That's also just kind of like a personal blog of like kinky shit I really like. I do. I know, right? Who still uses Tumblr? No, but I know a lot of girls that have written like.
Next, you're gonna have a MySpace.
No, there's
Hi, Tom.
But like I said, I don't really use Tumblr for like recruiting. That's mostly a personal blog, and then I have like, you know, some pictures in my links there just in case people like happen upon it. But Reddit is like, I think like 95% of it.
So what's been the funniest thing that you've gone through so far with OnlyFans? Just anything that's made you rolling on the floor?
Well, so many things. Like I just like, I mean, that's why I love like filming this, like doing like hunting, because there's just like so much like stuff that you just like accidentally like catch on camera. Now like I literally like on my my OnlyFans page, I have like a blooper reel just of like funny moments that like happen. Like I have a cat, so she likes to get in on things all the time.
She's like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, like she just cried meows in the background, and you're like, wow, really? There's like one time I was like filming something, and I was like basically like on my back, like, you know, like it was a customer, and I was like dirty talking like to the camera or whatever, and a fly landed right on my nose. So, like I got it on camera, and I thought that was hilarious. I'm so happy I have that clip.
You're like, I swear I showered today.
It's hilarious. And then, or just like other times, just like with my partner, like camera dropping, or like We live like and our apartment is like kind of near a road, and you're coming near the window where the best lighting is, like obviously. And it's just like, horns honking like in the background or something, like, I'm like mid sucking his dick, and then it was like honk, and then like I just look up and like we both like burst out laughing. It was just like, okay, gotta edit this out. But so I just feel like funny things happen all the time.
Yeah, he's already about to come, and then the police siren goes off. Woo, woo,
yeah,
woo.
yeah, and it's like, oh shit, they're coming for us.
Nice. So conversely, what's been your worst experience so far?
Oh my god, this one's easy. This one just happened the other day. So I was like get creative and stuff, and I did a cooking video. So I was like, where basically take one. I tried this just don't do me. I was so stupid. I don't know why I thought this was good. So basically it was like, the idea was like, I was like cutting like the mushrooms, and then like my boyfriend like came behind me and like, started like playing with my tits. And when the correct way to do it was, I was like cutting, he comes in, I stop and put down the knife, and then like he does it. But incorrect way, the first way I did it, I kept like cutting, and like, long story short, I mean, you can't really see it now because it's like healed, but like cut off a good chunk of my nail. So just like a lot of blood, like that was probably the worst experience so far. The biggest oopsies.
Ow. I'm sure that didn't feel pleasant.
Yeah, but it was okay. I put a Band-Aid on it. So then it was just more like, now I have like a Band-Aid when I'm like making content for the next like few days or whatever. But you learn. So
gotta capitalize on that Band-Aid porn.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, moral of the story: knives and body touching don't mix.
Yeah, usually you don't touch somebody that's holding a knife anyway. Like,
yes.
Hey, maybe not.
Yeah.
So what's been your favorite experience with OnlyFans?
Good question. I think that I think I said this earlier, but just like connecting with fans and like learning new like, kinks and stuff. Because like I personally describe myself as like a super kinky, slutty person. Like I'm a self-proclaimed slut. Like I love sex and like I love exploring new things. So I think the best part about this platform is like talking to people and like hearing like kinks and like ideas that like I would have never thought of. I think that's been like the funnest thing so far. And also just like having a collection of like porn. I know this sounds like so narcissistic, but I don't like watching porn, but I really do like watching my own porn. Like I think it's really hot.
Yeah, me too.
And like that's something I never would. What?
I said to each their own.
Yeah, so I was like, honestly, I never would have like done that. I never would have like thought of like filming myself. I never would have done it myself. So like starting to do it for OnlyFans, and now I do it myself too. So that was like an unexpected bonus.
Now you just drive around like, what if we fucked over there?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish public content is not allowed on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Not without like a disclosure and filming and agreements and all this. Yeah. So let me ask you something. If you could do everything all over again, would you? And if you wouldn't, what would you do differently?
Yeah, no, I would definitely do everything all over again. I think the kind of joking answer, the one main thing I would change would be my Reddit username. But yeah, literally, everyone. And I didn't even do one thing. I just like, I mean, like, whatever. Like I said, that was like a joke at the time. But God, I don't know what much I would change. I mean, like, you can always say like, oh, you would love to like restart, with the knowledge you have now or whatever. But I think the learning curve was like a good experience for me. I think it was just like, this is the first time, like, like something that's like a project that like I started myself, have been like working on for like a good amount of time. Like I have like, over 350 like photos and videos, and like most of my videos are like more like full length videos, like sex tapes or like longer like masturbation videos and things like that, not just like short clips. So it's like, it's been like really satisfying to like basically like, it's like the satisfaction of like finishing a big project, but it's like, I don't know, this isn't like really finished, but just like watching it grow is like really satisfying. And like, it's been really enjoyable to like, work hard on this and like see it grow. So I really have been enjoying like this whole like process. So I don't really know if I would like change much of like the process, because that's been like a really enjoyable part for me, but definitely my Reddit username.
Yeah. So now living with your partner, would you say that's made things easier or harder?
I mean, I think for content making makes things easy. I'm like right now with COVID, still working at home, which makes things even easier. But and like I said, it was mostly like I was honestly more hesitant about this in the beginning. He was the one that was really like, girl, like you should do this. Like I think you could like really do something. And I was like more unsure about myself and then like built the confidence. So it's honestly been like really fun for both of us. He really likes it. Obviously.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's been like, you know, we definitely have had like, you know, personal conversations of like, okay, like at least for us, you know, we have conversations, there's a difference between like content making and like personal sex. So, like, sometimes we do are just like having sex and then just like kind of like set the camera and go, but like we do like differentiate these two types of like sexual aspects of our like life and relationship, and I think that's been like really important for us. So.
So what's the difference between on camera and off camera?
I mean, so like when you're on, I mean, when you're off camera, like don't give a fuck about anything, but like, you know, on camera, always like concerned about like lighting, like the angle. You also like recently, we got like a GoPro. So now it's like, he has like, can have that camera on him and we can have like a side angle. So it definitely is like, keeping him hard is a thing. No, it's true. Like we never like it's never a problem personally, but like when the camera's on and like you have to like stop and go and stuff sometimes, like yeah, it definitely is like, and it's something like, you know, I didn't really think about it until like you started like doing it. But yeah.
So you also said that he's Indian, so you guys, there's a little bit of a cultural difference between you guys.
Yeah, that's definitely that's like another like niche I feel. There's like a subreddit called IMWF, which is Indian male white female. So we fit in great there. So yeah, so we met in college. So we met in Mumbai. He's Bengali, so his family's from Bangladesh, and I'm obviously like a white American girl. So he's like an immigrant and he's like here on a visa right now. So definitely like cultural background like differences, but he's pretty Americanized now, I would say. I've been living here for a few years, but I mean, neither of us like tell our families or anything. But
hey, you know, mom, dad, you know,
it's already like no, because there's already you know, he's told, like I've met his parents and like his like immediate brother, and like his immediate family, like they love me and I love them, like they're great, like we love them, but we know that like they have like basically like, you know, just like, oh, like some judgmental like cousins or like old uncles or something that would be like, why is he dating like a white girl or, you know, whatever. But that's pretty like far removed from us. So I mean, it still like exists, but yeah, I mean, it just has been like definitely get like a lot of questions about it is like the most thing, which is just been kind of like because like for me it was like not really a thing, but now obviously like when you post like your stuff like online, people like ask questions and it kind of like becomes a thing. So it definitely has been like people like asking like, I'm a brown guy, how can I get a white girl to fuck me? And I'm like, I don't know, be nice.
Yeah. So now how does he deal with the attention that you get from other people? Does he get jealous, or what do you guys do for that?
No, I mean, he kind of just like rolls like, because like I share like most things with him because people comment stuff on like my Reddit or whatever, and like I share most things with him. Like he has like, he can see my page, he will like post stuff. He also like has like an OnlyFans like account of it because I have to like tag him in, you know, the posts and stuff. He sees most things. I don't show him like dick pics or anything that guys send me just because that seems like disrespectful. But
hey babe, check out this guy's cock.
Yeah, I know. So much better than yours, babe. No, I wouldn't do that. Oh my God. Oh my God, no. But I mean, like we're like really like open about it. Like share like anything. I'll talk to him. Like, get ideas from him. Like for both of us. So like he is like kind of like involved with like, you know, other guys' requests as well. You know, kind of like more performing for other guys' pleasure. You know, he gets that. I mean, like I said, this is like, I think where the like separation of like personal and like work like comes in, where it's like, he understands that like, it's basically like my job. And I don't think.
So he's not a jealous person is what you're saying?
Not with this, like, I mean, like for lack of like, I mean, I don't know how to phrase it other than like, I mean, like I love my fans, don't get me wrong, but like, none of them are really a threat to my relationship with my boyfriend. Yeah. And I think he understands it. And I don't think he's ever felt that way at all. Otherwise, I don't think he would have ever encouraged me to start in the first place.
Yep. Well, that's good that you guys get along, because
Yeah.
apparently others who are
definitely
creators don't have the same luxury.
Yeah, where they're like, oh, like
There's
my
a lot of
ex
jealousy.
and like threats of like, leaking and stuff. I mean, yeah, no, so far so good. I mean, knock on wood, I guess, but
Yeah.
I love him. He loves me. We tell each other that often.
Yeah, I've talked to some other creators, and they had healthy relationships before OnlyFans, and then during the course of content producing, something goes awry, one person gets jealous, and yada yada yada.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, I hate this, blah blah.
Yes. I mean, that's just like fascinating to me though. I mean, because like it's like because it's like online, so I don't know. I mean, I guess also though, this is like so stupid. I can't believe I didn't bring this up. My boyfriend and I are also polyamorous, so like we do like see other people. So I don't think like in real life. I mean, I think the reason why I didn't bring it up is because we haven't seen other people in so fucking long because of COVID. But like in real life, like we both would be open to having like sex experiences with other people. So like hopefully in the future it can get some like threesome content or something. But so I mean I think like both of us, so I think like coming from that background too, like obviously like not really like we're just like really like open. So and he's really like he was cool with like me having like sex with like other people. Like I don't really think he gives a fuck if I talk to people online.
Yeah, as long as you're coming home to him and I mean, what does it really matter?
Every night I do. That's the game.
Daily, nightly, and ever so rightly. Well, all right, Brooklyn. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for the first episode of the podcast. Is there anything else you'd like to? Yeah, is there anything else you would like to talk about before we end this?
I don't know. I just had a question for you, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
So
shoot.
So I think you kind of like said this, but how did you start the like Real OnlyFans review like subreddit? Like I know you said like finding like a platform. So like what made you? What was like your like big interest? Like I'm gonna actually like start this.
I was tired of getting ripped off on OnlyFans. This goes back to the transparency thing. So I had subscribed to maybe about 10 OnlyFans, and I thought they were all pretty bad. I was like, what the fuck is this? I mean, you paid money, but then you just had to pay more money for what you thought you were getting to begin with. And it happened so many times. I was like, man, fuck this. I got to tell people. So I went on Reddit because I just figured, why not? I was never a big Reddit user before, and I'm still really not a Reddit professional. But I had searched the subreddits for the creators that I was kind of upset with to see if there's anything out there so that I could kind of tell people about it. And there wasn't really much there. So of course I left a review, being myself. And so yeah, I was kind of like, whatever. And then I had an idea of, wait a second, what if there was like a reviews subreddit for OnlyFans accounts, which there was. There were, I think, 2 or 3 of them at that time. And I tried posting on them, but I wasn't allowed to because of karma or whatever reason. So I was like, you know what? What if I just made my own subreddit? Just call it fucking Real OnlyFans Reviews, since OnlyFans Reviews was taken. I was like, fuck it. It's the same thing. Just put real on the beginning of it. And so I started with that, and I was the only person posting on it for a while. And then slowly but surely, I guess more people had the same idea I did. And so they started posting on it and it grew from there.
Fair enough. Good work, man.
Yep. And so it got big enough to where I decided to monetize it. And so the biggest mistake you can make is building your house on somebody else's land. So that's when I decided to make the website itself. And 2 weeks before I made the website, well, really a few days before I made the website, I didn't know how to make websites. It was just kind of me kicking myself in the ass saying, fuck it. If I'm going to do this, let me just go for it. Same with this podcast. I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing with this either, but I'm sure from here it can only get better.
Yes. I was like, have me on a year from now and we can do a 1-year update.
Yeah, that'd be great. Don't let me forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to know about me?
No, that was it really. But thanks for letting me know. Thanks for having me, man. Like this has been
Thanks for
fun.
volunteering to be the first guest.
Yeah, of course. Alrighty.
Yep.
Do you have an idea? I was gonna
Go
ask
ahead.
when will this will be out?
Can you repeat that?
Like, when will it be uploaded? Yeah, you froze a little bit too. I just asked when it'll be uploaded.
I'm going to try to get this up tonight. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And I also want to bring up the eye patch because I know people are going to ask. So I have glaucoma. Yeah. So I have glaucoma. And a few years ago, I lost all vision in my left eye completely.
Sure.
And so because I don't have any vision in my left eye anymore, it doesn't track with my right eye. So my eyes are constantly like this. So having an eye patch makes it look a lot less weird.
Got it.
Yep. So
well, you look great.
There. Well, thank you very much. I also got a haircut this morning for the podcast.
Nice. Like fresh and ready to go.
Yep. I was like, I gotta get fucking ready. Gotta look nice. I gotta iron my shirt.
Camera ready. Oh my god, me every day. Me every day.
I can only imagine. Well, all right, Brooklyn. I will talk to you later, and thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Have a good night, John.
All right, you too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.